Notwithstanding which, there is a welcome embrace for an eye-catching moment and a match-winning goal.
That is exactly how we roll when it comes to sport presentation. Mohamed Salah, that man that just can't stop doing it for his national team, Egypt. Talking about his performance that helped Egypt qualify for the 2024 AFCON. And of course, you heard the voice of that man talking about Peter Drury giving all the accolades to England right winger Bukayo Saka. He was the hero last night when the Three Lions of England wallop, annihilated, completely destroyed the North Macedonians by scoring 7 goals on the fly. Bukayo Saka was responsible for 3 of those goals. Guess what, guys? It is a groundbreaking deal, and now it is official as the MPFL games come 2023-2024 season. We go all out. Talking about VR will be showing every games all over the world. That deal is all about settled. And of course, still talking about the AFCON 2024 qualifiers. Coach Jose Pesero has come out to say that he will not name any new entrance into the squad that he has. Is comfortable and is confident with what he has in order not to get any of those guys in to the frame. All these and many more loading on your show this morning. You just don't want to go anywhere. It is almost done and sealed as Kim Min-jae will be signing for Bayern Munich. A big blow to Manchester United, who has been courting these players for over 5 months. Manchester United still looks to sell England international Jadon Sancho this transfer window because they are fed up with his attitude to training. You just have to stay tuned, guys, because the finest Uncle talking sports in the capital city. Even though Mama loves to call me Franklin Oma Kudu Imana, but you love to call me Uncle Fine Boy. I am on your speakers this morning. I need to be a jolly good rider into your ever exciting world of sport. Just tune up the audio level of your radio set as I'm set to take you away. Let's get into action proper as a Manchester-based Propel Sports Africa have struck a €5 million deal with the Nigerian Premier Football League to stream matches worldwide. This is amazing. This is a groundbreaking indeed, and this is something worth celebrating. Propel Sports Africa are able to stream the games after the emergence of low-cost, high-production cameras being installed at the stadiums all over the country. Industry insiders have said that the development could be groundbreaking. 80% of the Premier League games will be streamed overseas, and the deal will run for 4 years. Former Manchester City and Arsenal striker Paula Dickow is an ambassador for Propel Sports. And talking about Propel Sport, it is a privately owned company that was founded on the 13th of May 2022, and they are situated at Fonstam Grange, Faustina, Doncaster in England at a DT27AA. Perhaps most of us reporters and of course our ardent followers in the UK can go check up on the address, and because later this evening I will be connecting live with one of our reporters far away in London. He will be joining me on the show later this evening by 5 p.m. You don't want to miss that first of its kind. Talking about getting an inside story from this deal. It's going to be something that you will never ever hear before. You just have to stay tuned as I will be taking you live into the nitty-gritty of that deal. And let's also track more stories making run in the world of sports. Talking about those Super Eagles that haven't qualified for the AFCON 2024 competition that will be going down come January. And next year, Super Eagles head coach Alonso Pizarro has insisted that he won't change his roster for the last game of the qualifiers against Sao Tome and Principe that will go down on the 4th of September, despite having booked his place with a game to spare in the wake of insinuation that the Portuguese coach should invite home-based players for this game. He said in his post-match interview after the win against Sierra Leone, Pizarro maintained that disrupting the roster for new faces in the team will definitely affect the progress of the team and the squad, as attention is already shifting towards the preparation for the AFCON in Ivory Coast next year. He's saying that all the players that he has are those that over 85% of them will prosecute via Nations Cup proper. So while other teams have years to prepare, his own team have just few days, a few weeks, and few months to prepare. So bringing in new faces to into the team will definitely disrupt preparation. This is one man that is already looking at Ivory Coast 2024. Even though his contract will be expiring on the 30th of this month, there has been no report that he might just get a contract extension. But this man is already futuristic and is looking ahead. All right, let's delve away from the Flying Eagles and talk about what went down in far away Benin Republic, as at least 2 people have been killed and many injured in a stampede during a qualifier game for the January 2024 African Cup of Nations in Cotonou, Benin Republic. The tragedy happened on Saturday as Benin Cheetahs and Senegal's Teranga Lions were about to compete at the Stade General Mathieu Kirikao in the local scene. But then a minute before the kickoff, public attention shifted from the football pitch to the stadium stand due to an inrush of fans. Those at the entrance tried to force their way in, causing a stampede, and as they collided with those who had just entered, a witness told Sports Africa News. But meanwhile, people were dropping like flies. Oh no, many were trampled and some were stuck to the railings. Another witness told us that he saw people who came in en masse when the scene started. The stewards downstairs, instead of warning their colleagues outside to close the door, they were advising people to get to the next door while they were trapped. There we see communication and gap, talking about people that are not qualified to manage crises like this. Instead of doing the right thing, they were busy doing the wrong thing, and this resulted to the death of at least 2 people and many. They are injured. They are currently receiving the treatment at the General Hospital close to the stadium, and probably later we will get more feelers to know how they are doing. But meanwhile, the game ended in a 1-0 draw after a 78-minute goal from Benin Republic's Abdul Rachid Mumwani cancelled out the opener from Senegalese defender Abdoulaye Siek in the first half. Alright guys, let's come back to Nigeria because we are dealing with the home scene this morning. So much stories are emanating from the home scene, and as a big masquerade, I must dance properly at home before I jet out of the scene of Africa. But a big one for the Sky Blues of Ikane, talking about Remo Stars who made the headlines yet again for interesting reasons, as the club's chief executive officer Tsunami gives players, technical advisors, medical staff, and supporters with handsome financial reward ranging from 1.5 million naira up to 20 million naira, following an impressive 2023 Nigerian Premier League season, only losing out on the title to AIM based on a single goal-digit tally. Yes, it was a goal difference that gifted Aimba FC the trophy, according to the league's reporter. Currently dish out a accumulating sum of 28 million to the team for finishing second in the league following the playoff round, while securing a slot to feature on the continent in the next season CAF Champions League. Remo Stars had a stellar performance during the regular season as well, finishing 1 point less than Group A leaders Pendant Insurance, losing just 3 matches all season. Now, this is the financial reward the players collectively got 20 million naira, while the technical and the medical staff have received 5 million naira. The media teams we are giving a 1.5 million naira, while the supporters club we are given, talking about the media team, I beg your pardon, receive a 1.5 million naira, while the supporters had 1.5 million as well for their unending and various supporters supporting rather for the team. Up next for Remo Stars is the Niger Super 8 Precision Championship, where the Sky Blues will face off against the Shooting Stars Sport Club in a Southwest Derby clash that is billed for the 23rd of June 2023 by 5 p.m. And of course, trust us that we will definitely get there to get all the inward stories. And finally, from the local scene, the World Soccer governing body has sent a warning signal to the Congo Football Federation on their possible expulsion for the upcoming 2026 World Cup qualifiers, except they paid their former coach Sebastien Mignet. The Congolese Football Federation have been indebted to the Belgian tactician since 2019. So you can see it is not just a Nigeria thing, it is an African thing, and this is something that we must curb in its baton. It is something that we need to nick in its bud, because it should not be our identity. Talking about owing coaches, the footballer body has denied not to pay, has refused rather not to pay the coach, and FIFA has insisted on the payments within the stipulated time, and the Court of Arbitration for Sport CAS has ruled in favor of the coach. Meanwhile, the FIFA Disciplinary Committee informed Congo to compensate Sebastien Mignet within 60 days. If the new deadline is not respected, the national team will be suspended from all FIFA competition and will not be able to participate in the qualifiers for the next round. That is it rather. In the home scene, as we set to jet out into the foreign scene to go check out what has been going down for what now in the foreign scene, guys. It seems that the Saudi Arabia, talking about the Saudi League, is now the good mind for players. I really do not know if it is the stars that they have been attracted to, because I did an inward review concerning the Saudi ambition to want to bring their sport, football in particular, to the limelight. Maybe, just maybe, it may be something that might just go down for a year or two, or maybe 3 years. Get all the superstars from Europe, build your league, get that publicity, get that a franchise that you need, and after which their homegrown players, talking about Saudi Arabia players, will now be shot into the limelight in European football, as well as world football. Perhaps all these players they are getting is just to reignite the attention and get all the publicity that they will need. That is just my submission, because it is it is not a football sense, neither is it financial sense, to get retired legs, old legs from Spain, from England, from Germany, from Italy, and then you are paying them humongous amounts of money for just for how long? Some of these players 37, 35, 33, 34, 30s, most of them in their 30s. And most of these players are also players that have run down their contracts in their clubs, or they are frustrated in their clubs, or they do not have anywhere to go. Alright, because of the latest player to be in the radar of the Saudi Arabia League is Samson Yumin, who is reportedly in target of a 51 million euros move by Al Ittihad, with the Tottenham star the latest player, beg your pardon, to be linked with a switch to the Saudi Pro League. Al Ittihad have already secured the highly profile signing of Karim Benzema from Real Madrid and expected to complete a deal for Chelsea. N'Golo Kante, yes, that is the biggest one coming from the Saudi League. But meanwhile, let's stop over and check out what went down yesterday when Kylian Mbappe who has now broken the record of the goals scored in a single season by a French player in the national team rather. After his one goal against Greece last night from the penalty spot, he has now netted 54 times for his country, which is one more rather, greater than the later greater Just Fontaine tally in 1956. The PSG and French keeper converted his second penalty attempt to open the scoring last night against Greece, notching his 40th overall for the national team in 70 appearances. That is amazing, if you ask me. The Paris, born at 24 years old, has scored 15 goals with Le Bleu this season, including 8 during the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. Great one, an amazing feat. Yes, I'm talking about Manchester City, who has beaten Tot'ham To the signing of Tinubu. I will come back to that story because Tinubu has just signed a contract with Manchester City. Meanwhile, Bukayo Saka has scored a hat-trick against North Macedonia to help England sign up the season in grand style with a 7-0 thrashing of North Macedonia and maintaining their 100% record and top spot in Europe 2024 qualifying stage. Yes, Hurricane was also on the score sheet rather, with 2 goals, and Marcus Rashford was also on the score sheet. Bukayo Saka got 3. Hurricane has scored 2. Calvin Phillips was also on the score sheet, and Rashford also made sure that his name was recorded among the goal scorers. And finally, 16 years old Samuel Tinubu has just signed for Manchester City, having run down his contract in his former club Tot'ham FC. He signed for Pep Guardiola's side and will join the youth academy for the preseason prior to when he turned professional to sign a full contract with Manchester City. The left-footed midfielder, who can also play as a centre back, signed for Manchester City. Talking about Samuel Tinubu, yes, Tinubu is definitely making strides all over. Some of you are thinking, come on, is it our own Baba? Has he left his position as the president of Nigeria to go play football? Now, you know better. Alright guys, and why don't you join me later this evening by 5 p.m. as we talk more sport, because of my phone line, and of course I know most of you want to lend your voice on the show. You can do that this evening by 5 p.m. on 070-0010-961-961. Save that number, because when I get back later in the evening, we will definitely be talking more sport. But from me to you, I'm done and I'm gone. God bless, no stress. Hand you over to the lovely hands of Aliu Doma and a Chimwe Blessing as I come to talk business with you. Catch you by 5 p.m.